This is one of the more interesting of the Australian native plants. It's Hakea Laurina, or if you like, the Pincushion Hakea. You'll notice the flowers, I suppose they look a bit like a pincushion. They rather remind me of those little anemones that you get underwater, but it is a curious and very interesting flower. Now, Hakeas are sort of the poor cousins of Grevilleas, so they're broadly in that group. And one of the ways you pick them apart is they tend to have more woody seed capsules. You'll notice on this, you can see where they're setting the seeds, and they're rather more woody. Grevilleas tend not to have that, although just to confuse you, some do. Very attractive to birds, and it's quite an attractive shrub overall, although it's not an easy one to grow in many, many areas. It can be a little bit prone to root disease or whatever. By the way, it's also a little bit of an environmental weed in some areas, particularly Victoria, but then look, as civilization spreads, as gardens spread, it's inevitable that some of these things do spread in some areas. Now, in case that word Hakea is sticking in your mind a bit, it's probably, you remember, one used to be called Hakea saligna, which is now Hakea salicifolia. A lot of people planted it back through the 60s and 70s as sort of a privacy plant, and it was an absolute disaster in that job. It grows really quickly, and just when it's looking good, it tends to wind down and look horrible and or die. So I'm not a great lover of some Hakeas. Certainly the ones that were widely planted were rubbish plants. This one, well, it's still a difficult plant to grow, but if you want something unusual, well, there's one. Hakea Laurina.